Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 here today on the channel. We're back on our Soviet Union Man the Guns DLC modded Road to 56 campaign. It's the 6th of June 1942. We're continuing our war against the Allied forces. So if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series thus far. Feel free to leave a dislike if you're not enjoying it, of course, and would prefer me to let's play something else instead. Okay, so in the last episode we managed to take the entirety of England, Wales and Scotland. Ireland stands defiant, but we have enough garrisons in the air, in and around, to not worry about naval invasions or paratrooper drops anyway. We've also taken out the Kingdom of Spain. Now, to wrap this war up, we need to get rid of the United States, Canada and India. Currently, we are pushing on all those fronts but Canada, but hopefully we can make our way through the states to Canada. Alrighty, let's have a look at the casualties and the stats for the war. So, the Soviets have 12 million fielded manpower. We've lost 1.2. We outnumber the Allied forces 2-1, and we've lost the same amount of losses. So we've lost 668 Soviets, 100 Swedes, 50k Bulgarians, 43k Turks, some Belgians lost their lives as well. The Kingdom of Spain lost 330k. 300k for the Brits, 216 for the United States, 45k for the Indians as well. Okay, so we are slowly but surely making our way through the Southern American states of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California. We're just getting into Nevada? Not quite. We want to try and secure that kush for future Soviet generations. Okay, so we're actually making our way quite well along the border. We've taken Houston, we've taken San Antonio, and we've also taken LA, Los Angeles. So we'll continue on that push where we can. We currently have 373 divisions in active duty, 7,500 battalions, and we have 5 armies operating over here, which served in the battle for Britain. Okay, moving over around Europe, we have another garrison force here in Spain. The war between Norway and the Swedes hasn't erupted, but the thing is, right, seeing we've got a hostile country so close to Russia, I don't want to allow the Norwegians to do a surprise sneak attack. We are currently pushing the Allied forces to Cairo and Giza. We're pushing them to the Suez. And we are trying to get the Iraqi forces out of there as well. We've managed to capitulate and take Pakistan, but we are marching upon India as well with Soviet forces. There seems to be a group of Australians holding out. Are they Kiwis? I can't even see the flag. It's like so small. No, they might be British Malayan. Yeah, they're British Malayan. Because I was like, what's that white thing there? I couldn't see because there's such low graphics if they were stars or what. No, there are British Malayan forces holding India for now. We've got some forces over here in China as well, which we'll reallocate where we can. So we just need to get rid of those 3 countries and then we'll be laughing. There are no major powers left in the world. The States, France, Spain, Brazil still stands defiant, but they are a fascist regime. They haven't even made their own country. So the Axis have been defeated. The Great Prosperity Sphere, the Co-Prosperity Sphere in Japan and China has been eliminated. And we are slowly but surely pushing with Comintern, technically allied, but yeah, Comintern. You don't want to confuse that with the actual allies. You don't want to use that term when we're fighting as the Soviets. Allied forces? What you talking about? Oh, I forgot about that. We were boosting their country. It's currently 49% communist. Look, we could try and stage a coup. Where should we try and stay? Probably like upstate New England or something, because that's probably going to be one of the last places we take. Look, we can stage a queue. I kind of forgot about that, because the thing is, right, you want to sort of stage a queue when Mexico isn't really involved and you want to be able to get over there. But I just think now that coup is just going to take way too long. to like even become useful. Yeah, so we've got the equipment right, but the coup against the state won't be finished till the 1st of January 1943. So it's still pretty far away. What's going on in Canada? Liberals as well. Alright, so we're still continuing to push against the states. Now with those forces, like I said. Oh, Kingdom of Jordan has capitulated. That's freed up some divisions. We've got some fresh and eager recruits from the Battle of Britain. And now with Jordan capitulated, we're actually pushing into Egypt and Cairo more. Spain, yeah, the thing is, right, I don't know why the... Oh, Soviet North Africa's capitulated. Oh, wow, that's actually massive. I don't know why the Allied forces really focus on Africa, because it is such a attrition-heavy country to fight in, especially with Road to 56. There's a lot of choke points and waypoints that you can't go through, and it's got such low it's got such low victory points as well, so it's not really worth it. I wish the AO was sort of coded out of it a bit. Okay, there's a small pocket of forces holding here in Karachi, and have we taken most yeah, we just need to push over the border. Come on. We've managed to smash and eliminate so many. You forget the Allied forces have been at war for probably another 4 more years than what we're used to. Belgian Congo still is holding out. They're communists, but not under the command of Leopold. Tunisia is now gone as well. Yeah, so it does seem like there are still US, Spanish remnants there. Alrighty, so we're actually nearly pushing up to the border states of now Oklahoma, Louisiana. New Mexico is nearly fully capitulated. Utah, Colorado, Nevada, and Cali. So we're pushing up there where we can. Just due to how much time has elapsed now, have any other major powers been brought in? No. Because it originally started off with you just need to get 3 major powers out to... Oh! The DRV has been eliminated. Crap. The Viet Cong is gone. Okay, yeah, so we need to take out the States, UK, and Spain. We've already gotten rid of Spain and the UK, but then due to the amount of factories they had... Who took out Malta? Canada and India's coming. Who took that out? Oh, Indian forces invaded the island from Sicily. Okay, that's actually quite cool. How well are we doing here? So Soviet forces along with Swedish and Kurdish forces are pushing into Alexandria to take that. I haven't too much gone down into ET and X here. You get some really nice buffs where you can, but you want to try and focus on the main focus tree before you go down that sort of stuff and specialized stuff. We're still... God, there are so many forces here. What is this? Pakistan. Yeah, but like try and take it. Alright. How are we going capitulation-wise? As well. Nepal, 338k? Really? Why have they lost so much? Yeah, that's nuts. They might have flipped and changed to something. So, India is at 50%. The States are at 75%. And obviously Canada's at nothing because we haven't actually hit there. However, that's shot up. We've killed a lot more. 400k to our 1.6. Alright. Bombay is nearly about to be taken. But I am using a graphics mod as well, which edits forces. So here you can see a turban-donned Indian force. Is it turban? I don't know what... I don't know my specifics of headwear. But here's a Soviet soldier with the hammer and sickle logo. And there's some more artillery stuff. There's like variants. I wonder if there's any other that we can sort of see. These are Nepal, so they could be like... just sort of Great War variants. They sort of look like... But yeah, but the reskin looks really quite cool. Especially compared to like... If we can see, I don't know if we can see any foreign. Yeah, so there's like some winter variants here. Egypt has capitulated, and then there's Norwegian as well. Alright, so we've managed to take out Egypt. Having control of the Suez is quite significant. But due to the recent loss of mass Like, how do I even get control of some of this? Of mass territory in the north. I want to try and make a couple of front lines if we can. And just sort of actually, you know what? We're better off actually just defending this area instead of pushing furthermore. I think it's probably in our best interest. Okay, so we're still continuing our war against the states, but we need to probably reallocate some of our air supremacy because our pushes are being slowed down here now. India is nearly gone though, so that's good. Because what I reckon is slowing down our push here in the states is our lack of aerial supremacy, which we need to bring over because we still have a lot just idly sitting by here in Europe, which we haven't moved on from the Battle of Britain. Okay, I reallocated some of my air force in the States, India, and taking the entirety of the Indian subcontinent. Looks like they're going to fall in only a matter of days. The States are still holding on, but India is about to fall. We've managed to gain more territory here with Turkish Comintern forces helping out, and we're still guarding the Suez. There does look like there have been some attempts at dangerous naval invasions from North Africa, but I don't think they're going to be able to hit the Iberian Peninsula. We're just going to have to see. Okay, and in the States, how well are we pushing? So in some places where we've got air superiority over the top, we seem to be moving a lot more. But we really want to stretch this front line, guys. I know you got low logistics, but like, come on, there seems to be a lot of spare territory here. We do want to try and take the east coast as quickly as possible. I don't think there's a chance of any naval invasion. Look, you know what? I said before how the States, there might not be a coup. Well, the way we're going, the war could very well last till January 1st next year. We are still 334 days away before we can get reactors. Then the reactors need to be built, and then we can get nukes. So I still think we're a little bit far away from having that type of firepower in our arsenal. Yeah, so Turkey's actually seized the Egyptian territory, which is cool. But I'm surprised. Oh, I was going to say, I'm surprised India hasn't capitulated. They were like one tile off. Fantastic. So we've taken that now. I've got to take note who's been doing most of the fighting and the dying in this war. Myself, the Swedes have helped us out incredibly well. The Turks, Belgium, the Congo. Yeah, I was just sort of who's sort of been helping me out and committed to the cause. I'm doing most of the active fighting and pushing, but we can't forget our Afghani members in India. We can't forget so there seems to be some Yugoslavian troops and Turks in Egypt because we want to try and divvy up the world as equally as we possibly can. Belgium helped us here, and obviously the Mexican forces here. Fantastic. So that's a massive, massive blow to the Allies. So only Canada and the United States are the last remnants of democratic Allied freedom left in the world. I just want to push and try and take the last of that territory there, which they're holding out in. And we still haven't taken most of China. What's this? Oh, Great East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. I guess some of the officials might have fled to Thailand. But it looks like the Middle East and Europe and the Indian subcontinent is under Comintern control for the foreseeable future. Yeah, so they just seem to be struggling, the States, especially on this far eastern side, western side. They're holding out in Louisiana and Arkansas. I guess the terrain, I know it's quite swamp-like down there. I'm not too sure about Oklahoma's topography, but low supply lines is probably the difference. Seems we're like hammering through up the west coast of the States. But the thing is, most of the war score is actually occupied here. So we've taken a nice chunk of the south and sort of west. Yeah, so the West has fallen to socialism. I'd love that. Right, and then we'll push further eastward where we're holding in the remnants of the old 13 colonies. Whoa, what? Sweden and Norway join in a socialist union. Sweden and Norway have unified once again. Really? Under the Scandinavian Socialist Union. Through the Soviet Union, Mongol, Uruguay nations officially recognized the union as possible to deny this major superpower. And really? Unexpected? I know. That is actually hilarious. Oh, but there's some, like, small United States forces there. Oh, wow. So that's awesome. So this has freed up this entire division here. Oh, good. Okay, guys. This is the 22nd of November, 1942. We've been able to reallocate those spare divisions from the Indian subcontinent, and they've finally arrived in the States. We have taken the entirety of the West Coast now. We're pushing into the sort of flyover states in the center, and we're going to try and push for the sort of northeast here as well. Remember Alamo. Mexican forces have reoccupied Texas. After 100 years of absence, American forces have been cleared from the major cities in Texas, including San Antonio. Alamo, okay. The final victory. We remember. Oh, yes, because they're technically holding the land for me before I take it. Look, you know what? We probably can give a decent chunk to the Mexicans. If that's something we could do. Army defense there, sure. Oh, wow, we're actually pushing into Canada now. Yeah, Vancouver has been seized for the Soviets. Most of our armies are actively fighting here. How many do we have? To be exact, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8 or so. So it's quite significant. Okay, so they're still trying to push us there. Turkey's still holding, that's fine. We have garrisons in India now, which I've set up. And then there was that Swedish coalition as well, which was quite funny. But the 10th of December 1942, you never know, the States could have a coup on their hands. Yeah, once it hits January. Yeah, in January 1943, she's nearly about to erupt. North, yeah, sort of northeast, New England will be ours. Communist sentiment in the States has been rife for quite some time. Just to our global occupation. The fascists were kind of toothless in this, and the Allies just got dragged into way too many wars. Air superiority wise as well, we have it in some states. But the thing is, we're actually seizing a lot of their air bases. You'd think you'd nearly destroy them and pummel them to the ground and basically destroy and burn all the infrastructure there. Because the thing is, right, we're capturing their air support, their air bases, and turning them against them. Lucky I did do that coup in hindsight. Maybe it's because it's sped up because we're communists or something. But we're actually getting to the point where things are slowing down a tad. So just looking at the stats. So we've lost 1.3 million. The States have lost 8 million. 800k. Spain 500. UK, wow. We've been hammering the States. Even though we lost 1.34. Overall, they've lost 600,000 more allied forces. But the Swedes are up there as well with 300k. We've done really well of surrounding and pushing where we can. Oh, and the coup's been launched off as well. Here we go. So what's happened here? Asked to join the Communist States of America. I want to join. Sure, you can. Oh, look at this! There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 units that have been seized under the command of Earl Browder. Nice. So hopefully we can set a co-war target and they can push down the East Coast. So they've managed to seize the region of New England, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky under their control. We have really split the last of the states. It's actually a nearly contiguous line as well. That's fantastic. Because all we need to do now is get rid of, yeah, Canada and the States, and then she's all over. It's about to all fizzle out, I think. But they've managed to seize some serious American hardware. They've even got some of their Falcon divisions, the 255th Falcon tanks. That's cool. Alrighty, now with this split and sort of unit cohesion out the window, if we can sort of just take... I know there still seems to be a fair few state units here. Oh god, it's just... Look at these front lines. It's just crazy. So haven't things merged up exactly? No, it's been split, which is weird. Okay, just rejigging some of these front lines, because it's just an absolute nightmare trying to push for this. We want to try and go for those key states there. But luckily, we've managed to move everyone over here, just because we've got the amount of them. Right, so who's justifying against me? Mexico, I don't know why. To be honest. So just try and push where you can. Can we somehow request these divisions? Like, come on, maybe you want to help out a bit. Okay, so they are 35% towards capitulation, and Canada... Where even is Canada? Oh, Canada's, even though they've only lost Vancouver in a small amount. Yeah, they are a little bit up to capitulation. And we're still trying to push where we can. So we're going to try and push in Florida here. Realistically, we want these troops to like hammer through down into Washington. Oh, but it looks like some Mexican forces there are pushing up to like Pittsburgh and taking the initiative as well. Chicago, Milwaukee are about to fall. And yeah, so you just need to sort of like there's clumps of US forces here, which we just want to try and circumnavigate, to be honest. Split that off there where you can as well. She's nearly all over. We've nearly wrapped up the US, Canadian and Indian war here today. And then we've got to divvy up all this fabulous territory. We'll try and send some Soviet forces directly to Washington. But it looks like Philly, Richmond and Washington are pretty well defended. Oh, it looks like... Oh, the Canadians are trying to push down into New England. But it does look like they're fighting there as well. Oh, we've nearly taken the Mid-West. It's just some of the eastern states still holding out. Yeah, they fight to the bitter end, the states. They always do. In defiance. Push down to Miami. La la la, Miami. Alrighty, so the border states here in Canada have nearly fallen. All that leaves is Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and like Maryland and DC down in there. We still haven't seized the White House, or the Red House, soon to be. Oh, Miami's fallen. And what about Canada? Mexico and communist state forces are pushing into Toronto. Yeah, because you only really need to take is like Ottawa, Montreal. We've taken the west already. We don't need to be pushing up too far into the goddamn tundra, do we? Oh, yep. A large cohesive effort just to blitzkrieg the remaining provinces and just push past those units seems to be working. Yeah, just try and go for a three-pronged attack. We still don't have that. Don't own that spearhead DLC. It looks like this seems to be working. Because to be honest, guys, if you can mod it, you don't really need to buy the DLC. Oh, but the states have fallen now. The United States has capitulated, and all that leaves is little old Canada, which is... Where is Canada? They're at 50% now. Push for it. Take out Ottawa. The Treaty of Honolulu, 43, 76 taken. Oh, okay, because that was that civil, technically the American Civil War. The Communist States of America. Well, look, you know what? We're going to have a claim to this, but if not, having them rule themselves under a communist regime, I'm not too fussed about. Oh, no, that's it. The Treaty of Belfast. Canada has capitulated. Fucking hell, man. That was a hell of a war. Well, we're using a player-led peace conference mod, so I can decide who gets what instead of the AI. So I'll give myself all the war score, and we'll try and divvy it out where we can. Alright, let's start off with the UK. So we've got a couple of options here. We could just make it a Soviet state straight up, as communism is quite high there. Or we could maybe... I'm sort of inclined to maybe split it between a Celtic union between like Scotland and the Welsh. I think that would be quite cool. So maybe like satelliting Scotland and Ireland, and maybe divvying it up like that. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll satellite Scotland and Wales to start things off. Then we'll give Scotland most of this, I'd say. And then we'll give the Welsh the rest. And that, yeah. So that can go there. Where's Wales? We'll give that to the Welsh as well. So we'll basically have a Celtic union ruled by Scotland and Welsh, which are communist. We'll start off with the UK itself. Guatemala, we'll just puppet it ourselves. Kingdom of Spain, we'll give it all to Belgium to occupy. Soviet North Africa can have Sudan, along with Zimbabwe, Sierra Leone, Nigeria. We'll try and give them as much of the African territories. God, there's so many factions you have to deal with. Oh my god! Okay, so we've got Australia and the Dutch East Indies to deal with. I am actually going to puppet Australia. And what I'm going to do with Australia is I'm going to give them the Dutch East Indies to control over. If we can have a southern Soviet state down here, that would bring stability to Southeast Asia. Also, actually giving them control of British, what would be British Malaya as well, is probably the play. Along with cheekily New Zealand. Having centralized mass regional autonomy is good. That's what I think we should go for. Okay, so what we'll do as well with the Middle East, we'll give the Kurds most of this territory here as well. We might as well give the Kurds India as well, I think. Allow them to control that along with Pakistan. I know Afghanistan kind of helped us out, but they're not my puppet like they are the Kurds, so it would be better off to give it to them instead. Along with Bangladesh. Okay, so we're still going to deal with Canada and some of the UK's territory. I think I'll just give Canada to the communist states, and then we can bring them into like this communion United States North American Union, I think, is our best bet. Okay, so there's a couple of island territories and a couple of smaller African territories, so I just think I'll just take the rest for myself. Alright, we can satellite these. Yeah, probably not the African ones, I don't think. We'll just do it with that, though. Yep. Let's end that there. The Treaty of Belfast. Phew. 1943, I think it is. And we've conquered the entirety of the map. We'll wait for the peace conference to calculate, and then I'll show you how the communist world, the Comintern, shapes up. Alrighty, the Treaty of Belfast, 26th of February 1943. Wow. 700,000 equipment seized. Okay, so this is what the world looks like, of course. There are some... Oh, I guess the Kingdom of Iraq and some Chinese forces remain to fight. No matter, they're not major powers anyway in Brazil. So, let's have a look at how the world is shaped up. So, we've got the Communist States of America occupying Canada. Further, we've got Mexico and then Brazil and stuff. We have Soviet North Africa, which really should be just renamed to Soviet Africa, which occupies the North, Central, and South Madagascar. Pushing over in Europe, we got the People's Belgian Republic, and then we have within. Ah, yeah, because it's already like that anyway. Yeah, okay. I could have just put it under the Scots. Yeah, so we have the Commonwealth of Alba, which is a Scottish communist Celtic region. And we've got the Welsh People's Republic as well, occupying Wales, Cornwall, Ireland, while the Scots of Alba occupy England, Northern Ireland there. We've also got the Nordic Union here, bringing in Norway, Sweden and Denmark. They've got Greenland, but we haven't got Iceland. Pushing into the Middle East, we have the Kurds People's Republic, which occupies a hell of a lot of the Middle East here and India itself. Then we've got the People's Republic of China and Korea occupying Japan. And then we've got the Australian People's Republic as well, occupying most of the southeast. So we've got a really nice, strong, unified communist world. So we've got a united, strong country down in here. That'd be kind of cool if there was like a mod you can make from this. I might keep this safe if these were like an alternative history in like the 60s or something. These nations sort of split off, because like Australia's People's Republic would be quite strong along with the Kurds and China, Africa, Europe, and in the States as well. Joseph Stalin still our faction leader. Research wise, we didn't even need nukes at the end of the day. Here is our trade zones. Production, we have 445 military factories, which is just insane. And our recruitment and deployment towards the end was seriously off the charts. This is a really good play. I can't recommend this enough, especially if you're fighting a lot of Nazis, going with motorized anti-tank, a lot of Germans using that artillery. That armor piercing works so well along with that rocket artillery as well. So unfortunately, guys, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching the Soviet Union Hearts of Iron 4 series. I've got to end it here because there's literally nothing else we could do. We could hit these smaller countries like Brazil and allies, but no, I think we're done. We've knocked out the major powers. 26th of February 1943. I want to do more Hearts of Iron on the channel. We could do a Germany campaign, or potentially another country, maybe even go back to the modern day mod. Let me know in the comments. If you don't want to see that, we'll do some more Total War, but just let me know in the comments. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.